Hello and welcome to Digging the Coast 365. On my trip trying to raise money for Rays of Sunshine, day 98. Now I thought I'd start today with a cross. Not because I'm cross, just a cross. It's a cross called King Doniot's Stone. Have I pronounced that right? King Doniot's. And this is the stone. It's basically a stone. It's actually two stones. It used to be a part of a cross, and this is dating from the 9th century, the 800s, 1,200 years ago, because this is going back to the time when Christianity was first coming into England. And it's believed that whenever they came to an area and not conquered it, but they converted people to Christianity, they put a wooden cross up, and then later on they turned them into stone crosses. Now King Doniot was probably the Cornish king, a Saxon Cornish king, who drowned in 875 AD in this area, I presume. But there is an inscription on there which I cannot read for the life of me. So the inscription basically says something like King Doniot was drowned, and King Doniot ordered this stone to be put here, this cross to be put here, to save his soul. So there you go, guys. Bit of history for you. Moving on, I've got another historic place to take you, and then we're off to Paul Perreault. I've been slightly worried that I haven't been showing you anything old enough in my videos. So let's go back, 5,700 years? Oh yes, 5,700 years old. This is called Trethevy Coit. Now, known locally as Giant's House, because it looks like a giant's house. And the word coit is from a game of quoits. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's where you like have a pin and you try to throw things up to the pin or on the pin, you know, like horseshoes or something. I think that's quoit. And because it's called quoit, the locals just think of it as a giant playing quoit. Anyway, what it is, it's actually a burial site from 5,700 years ago. This is Middle Stone Age, the middle period of the Stone Age. Now, originally, this would have had a mound of earth over it. You know how we see all the mounds everywhere I've been showing you? This would have had that originally, but it's been dug out. And it's been pretty good tacked. It stands 9 foot tall. The only thing wrong with it is a stone's fallen through here. But you know, it's still very much intact. Another interesting feature is you've got this natural hole in the top slab there in the roof. See that? And they believe it could line up with something. It could be an astrological thing. Could line up with certain stars at certain times of year or something. But they're not sure. Well, I'm not anyway. And somebody has left some flowers in there. Now, I don't know if there's anybody still buried under here. I don't know what's happened with the excavation of it. I hope there's someone still buried in here. And yes, somebody's left some flowers. It's absolutely stunning. Now, I would love to live here. Because if you lived here, oh, you know, you get free flowers every day. People come, leave flowers, and you can just take them and give them to your loved one and just say you bought them. I ain't got a loved one, so I'm just going to leave them there. So now I'm going to take you to my favourite place in the world, Paul Perreault. But before we go, let me bring you up to date with the charity totals so far. Johanna Parsnip, $10. You donated last week, thank you very much. Mike, I'm not falling for that one, £5. John from New York, $15. Carl, £10. Russell Swanson, $30. Psychomania, £10. David Lemon, £10. Thanks, David. Scott Chegg, Anonymous. John Scott Arnold, $20. Jeff Boone, $10. Robert Fovell, $30. James Archer, £5. Brian Pearson, $30. Lewis Thompson, £5. Well done, Lewis. Griffin Colvin, $20. Absolutely amazing. So now we're up to £20,589. Buzzing. Please keep the donations coming by clicking on the links in the description and going to diggingthecoast.com. Just give everything, every penny you can. Come on, it's Christmas. Let's make a wish come true for some terminally ill children at Rays of Sunshine. So here we are at Polperro. Well, we're not actually in Polperro yet. You have to walk. You can't park your cars in Polperro. The streets are far too narrow. Everyone has to park up here. And in summer, they have like a horse pulling you down on a cart. But I don't think it'll be in winter. But yeah, I just can't wait to show you around here. The memories I've got here are unbelievable. So the first thing you see when you come to Polperro is this place, and it is lovely. It's called the Crumplehorn Inn, and you have to have a pint here before you go anywhere. But it used to be a mill. It's got the big wheel there. And going right down to Polperro, I'd forgotten about this, you see. It's all bringing back memories. We've got a stream going all the way down. So this place used to be a counting house back in Elizabethan times. Basically, it used to be legal for people to rob and plunder Spanish and French ships and then share what they got off the ships with the British Crown, with the English Crown. I've just spoke to the woman who's running this Crumplehorn Inn, and they've got an offer on at the moment, 3 nights for the price of 2. Hello. 3 nights for the price of 2, so I think I'm going to stay here tomorrow night for 3 nights. That's my plan. Give myself a treat because I just want to be in Polperro. You just do not know how much this place means to me. I'm pretty sure I had a holiday here as a child with my mum and dad. I had a holiday here with one of my ex-girlfriends, and we produced a son here. And it's just adorable. I just wish it was summer, because in summer, I haven't even shown you the village yet, but I will do. I can't stay tonight because I've got to go back to Danny's because all my gear's there, and I'm waiting for my clothes to dry, and I need to pick up my laptop, etc, etc. But if my clothes are dry, I'm coming here tomorrow night if I can. We all deserve a treat now and again, don't we? I've made it very clear to everybody that I don't do art, okay? But there is one artist who has actually made me like art in my life, and it's in Polperro. There's somebody who does not photos, pictures. She has a shop in Polperro, and she draws the most amazing, really bright coloured pictures. It's a bit like Lowry, but on the beach, if that makes any sense. It's like matchstick cats and dogs, but of buildings and the sea and boats. And I've just asked, and apparently she's still here, but it is Sunday, it's probably shut. I'd love to go in, I'd love to have a chat with her. So this is the start of Polperro as I know it. And it's beautiful with the fog in the background, and then you're just coming onto very small, quaint roads with quaint... there's no store, there's no stores like you get on a high street. Not a single one, or there wasn't last time I was here. I don't think they'd allow it, to be honest with you. It is just local people with quaint shops, and it's beautiful. This is where I stayed about 9 years ago. I remember now. The Ship Inn, and we were basically opposite. So there's a cottage just here, which I stayed in about 9 years ago. So this is what I love about Polperro. Now, unfortunately, the museum's shut. I'd have loved to have taken you in there, but just look at the harbour. There's a guy there on a boat with a swan behind him and a paddle. This place is amazing. I want to get to the other side because that's where all the activity is. This is like a more residential. The streets are literally about 6 foot wide. It's absolutely fantastic. It's untouched by the modern world. Now this place had places to stay. I was looking at online, and it's quite unique because it's called the House on the Props, and it is literally on props. I'll have to show you from a different direction. Ah, here we are, look. It's propped up by pieces of wood. So when you talk about Paul Perrault, this is like the main part. This is where everyone takes the pictures. I'm not going to put her on camera, don't worry. But there's a lady next to me who's just taking a picture. This is where everyone stands to take a picture of Paul Perrault. It is gorgeous. So as you know guys, I just don't do art. I've always said I don't do art. But there is one person's art I've always liked because it just gives me memories of when I was here in Paul Perrault. And I didn't know, I had no idea who drew them or painted them at the time, but it's a lady called Gina. Now the first thing I found, look at that. That for me sums up my favourite place in the world. You see this pub? It's called the Blue Peter Inn. This is a photo. This wasn't taken by Gina, but just this corner here is my favourite place in the world. And I remember last time I was here, I don't know, 7 years ago maybe, there was a computer game. I went home and about 2 years later I played a computer game, and it's one of them adventure games like a murder mystery, and you go around corners, and I was playing it, and you go around a harbour. You go around the other side of the harbour. There's a pub on that side, and then there's a bit down there. It was basically taken from Paul Perrault. A computer game was based on this village, which I was playing, and it amazed me. Anyway, getting back to this, Gina's art studio. Let's go in, let's go in, let's go meet Gina. Okay, I'm guessing that's Gina.
Hello?
Hello, Gina.
Hello.
Look, Gina's painting something. But yeah, as I said, I don't do art, but I could do Gina's art. Gina's got some nice art. No offence, Gina, honestly, I just don't do art.
Rightio.
And these are prints, look. That is my favourite place. The place I just showed you on that photo outside is this place. The Blue Peter Inn. I'm going to go there in a minute, I have to. Normally, in summer, I would be crabbing right here. I'd go in there, get a pint, and just dangle my legs off there with a piece of string and catch crabs. That's what people do. There doesn't seem to be anyone doing it today, so I might look a bit silly if I'm doing it on December the 10th or whatever it is. The crabs are Christmas shopping, are they? How long have you been doing this, Gina?
I've been painting since I was 14 years old.
I've been painting since I was 3-year-old. Oh, you started selling at 14?
Yeah, I painted since, I was very little.
Like an art prostitute?
Yes,
yeah.
I'm an art prostitute.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend. That is coming on very well. Don't let me put you off.
You won't. Anybody else like to buy?
Yep, Gina's breadboard.
I can sign it, and this one would be, how much do you think this one should be?
Oh, I think £50.
Oh,
$50.
I think more than that.
Do you really?
Yeah.
$100.
Yeah, $100.
$100 and you can have Gina's
$100.
palette
Whoever
board.
offers the most, and I can sign it.
And she can where are you going to sign it?
I can sign it and date it. I'm going to write Gina there, and I'm going to date it, and I'll write Paul Perrault as well. Like
there
true
you go.
Cornish Paul Perrault artist.
There you go. How much did we say? $100?
$100 plus. Whoever gives the best offer.
No. Remember, I'm doing a charity thing.
Oh,
I don't know if you know, I'm doing a charity thing.
I'll give half to charity if buys it.
Okay.
50.
$150 and you can own Gina's palette.
I should find Gina and Paul.
£75 will go to Gina and $75 will go to our charity. Make your bids. Like a sun, it has to go like that. and just raise like
No,
that?
they won't be
Really
raised.
childish looking,
Hello,
like a
come in,
7-year-old
come in.
would do.
Yeah, no, there won't be a big sun in the corner with rays, no.
Oh, okay.
There might be some stingrays murking in the water.
You really should
lurking
listen to me,
around.
Gina. I'm a professional when it comes to art.
Are you going to buy this? £1,000.
£1,000.
Actually, it's already sold.
It's already. I
It
would.
has actually already
I'm going to offer you £1,500, but you've already sold it.
Well, you could, and then I could
Gutted.
resell it.
I would like to have
I
one
mean,
of
I
your
could repaint
pieces.
it.
I would like to have one of your
It's a
pieces of
beautiful
art.
original.
The Blue Peter pub print outside is my ideal view.
Well, I can paint you that. You can commission me to paint you that picture.
Okay. Oh
Actually,
God.
take the
Well,
original of
I
it.
ain't got any money, but if I raised it, how much would that cost?
If you raise it, then what are you going to do with the money you raise?
Well, I want that picture for
For
myself. The picture's for myself.
What size would you
I
like it to
don't
be?
know. I'm thinking that's a bit long.
Something like that's about £3.50.
£3.50. I'll have 4. It don't have to be
the size of
big.
that. Half the size?
Half the size of that.
For you, because you're raising money for charity, 200 for an original.
200.
You.
200 yen. That's about £4. Bag.
But you should invest in art.
Invest in art.
should
Have you heard this? I can't believe I'm in an art studio talking to an artist telling me to invest in art. So this, my friends, is my favourite place in the world. Gina's art studio is right at the end of the harbour here. Perfect spot. And this is my favourite place. You've got the Blue Peter pub here. But it's this bit, it's this tiny little corner in the corner of the harbour. I don't know why. I just feel like I belong here. I've spent a few days just sat on these benches adoring Paul Perrault. And I can assure you, I haven't even shown you a lot of Paul Perrault yet. The other side of there is the beach and a beautiful view. If you get on top of the harbour bit there and take pictures from each side when it isn't foggy, it is lovely. I'm just going to sit myself down in my favourite spot in the world and enjoy the view for 10 minutes. Heaven. Right, I'll see you all later on Dig of the Coast 365. If you want to know more, keep watching.
If you'd like to donate to Rays of Sunshine, simply click the link in the description below and don't forget to subscribe to this channel.